I'm TSP Coca. We're going to have us a little session today. And I'm not talking about blunts. I'm talking about this. I have so much to write. There's some poems I need to finish in general and some poems that I wanted to create. So, yeah, we're just going to do that. Come right with me, y'all. Yeah. So it's this poem that I started writing titled Zombies. So the premise of the poem is going to first talk about how I was talking to my little sister. She's 12. We both are into zombie stuff. And, she was saying, oh, I wouldn't mind if there was a zombie apocalypse. And, hearing her say that, and we look alike. And so it was like seeing myself say that, because I used to always say that at her age, and I still think it now. Like, if a zombie apocalypse happened right now, I'm not complaining. And so as the poem's going to go into about how, at first I would just say it's because of school, like as she's saying, because of school, and I'm going to worry about stuff like that. But as I get older, my reasoning has changed from I can understand how she feels because I felt that way, but now I wouldn't mind an apocalypse. It's because of capitalism and war and constant injustice, and at least in this apocalyptic world, the only thing I have to worry about is fighting the dead. And it's crazy how me and my 12-year-old sister, for different reasons, but we're both rather live in a world with flesh-eating zombies than live in a world with racism, capitalism, all this stuff in school. So yeah, let's get started. I actually already started on it, but I'm gonna change it a little bit. So let me show you what I have so far that I'm gonna change. I've always loved zombie media, whether that be movies, shows, good or bad. I'll indulge. I was speaking to my sister Eden, and she said something I felt my whole life. I wouldn't mind if there was a zombie apocalypse. I agreed, as long as it's not World War Z, I'll be good. Her reasoning was to get out of school. When I was 12, I felt that too. As I grew, my reasons did too. I've already seen people live off of survival, so boom. I do want to get to that point a bit faster and word it a bit differently, because I can be a bit wordy. So I'm going to cut all this little beginning part of I've always loved zombie media. I was speaking to my sister Eden, and she said something I felt my whole life. I wouldn't mind. Her reasoning at 12 was to get out of school. That felt like deja vu, because I felt that same way too. Was to get out of school. So at 12, as I grew, so did my reasons. I've already seen people live off of survival. I think I'm going to aim this poem more into leaning more towards, centered towards capitalism. Because all this other stuff I want to talk about, all the root of it is capitalism and spiritual warfare, but it's capitalism, So I've already seen people live off of survival and speak about people in my neighborhoods, or the neighborhoods that I grew up in, which weren't the best, speak about how people in the workforce down to other people and stuff like that, all this for money. So I was speaking to my sister Eden. She said something I felt my whole life. As I grew, my reasons followed. As I grew, I already see people live off of survival. 40 hours, 8 days of the week. 8 hours, 80 hours a day, 40 a week, for fun to find someone else's fun. I can probably work this better. 8-hour energy. 8 hour energy away. 8 hours a day, 8 hour energy away. It's been a few days since I wrote. I got distracted. I'm not gonna lie. The other day I got distracted, and then I started this new job. Thank God. So haven't really been writing. This Saturday I decided to trap myself in the house, and I'm going to write. So I added just a little bit more to the poem. 8 hours a day, 8 hour energy away, 40 a week leaves energy meek, still need OT. Maybe that's why it's called the days of the week. Capitalism is eating us alive, turning us to the walking dead, robbing, raping, killing fellow survivors to get ahead, division, conquering us. Meanwhile, the infected never change its target, we're losing the plot. Debt cracks glass ceilings, Debt cracks glass ceilings, the shards of bills make some bleed greed, puncturing morality. I think it's puncturing morality. I think it's in the air. We're all infected, having to play the game in this sick world. Red Dead Redemption. Slave labor used for our convenience. Colonies and slave to mine. Slave to make cobalt so we can have our phones. So we can have our phones overpriced. Read puncturing morality. I think it's in the air. We're all infected, having to play the game in the sick world. Red Dead Redemption. Slave labor used for our convenience. Slave labor used for our convenience. Congolese enslaved for cobalt so we can have phones overpriced. I got mine. There's blood on our hands too. There's blood on our hands too. Though we didn't take a life. Oh my God, I'm about to kill. Oh my God. We're consumers in America. I spelled that word so wrong. This is crazy. Congolese enslaved for cobalt so we can have our phones overpriced. I got mine. There's blood on our hands too. Though we didn't take a life, we're consumers in America. Accessories to the crime like blood diamonds. Everything costing an arm and a leg. Oh my God. Like blood diamonds costing an arm and a leg, and it's killing me. Like, I cannot spell. Like someone's bit, so they take one to the head. Suicide rates are going up. Is that not apocalyptic? I don't mind my leave out, not too much, but I'm gonna take a quick break. So I'm gonna just go over what I have written so far. So they take one to the head. Suicide rates are going up. Is that not signs of an apocalypse? If you're late on a payment, fees accrue. How can you make sense of this shit? I got the answers. The state's a business, and I can't work for a living. But what options do I got? Looking through the menu, but what options do I got? Looking through the menu, but me and you are in competition for the same food. Will you kill before you starve? Becoming cannibalistic just to live? Some say I'm too woke. Bringing up brains make me question if they're truly alive. America feels like zombie land. Making up rules as we go, just to stay living. Except we're not learning from the past. It gets repeated. That's what I got so far. I'm about to watch a little bit of this rap battle. And yeah. I hear this. It doesn't matter. I'm chilling, y'all. It doesn't matter. But it's done. I'm about to write the final draft to get me a pen. This is the other cat. I call him Tigray, but his name is YB. YB is crazy. Y'all know what YB stand for? If you're from Philly, you should know. Young Bull. What? say with you? My final draft is never even like really a real final draft for real. Oh, it's a little hot. My final draft is like where I do my edits, because when I write, it's so much like erasing and rewriting. It's like it's hard for me. Like, let me show. Like this, like it's like if I wanted to edit something in here, I can't. Like I've already edited it 3-4 times. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all can't read this, but well, this is actually all erased. But yeah, like this. Have y'all, for people who write, have you ever done this where y'all started a poem, like, started 2 different poems? Like, this is a different poem than this. So I had to draw an arrow to remind myself to flip through to get to the other part of the poem. And this actually isn't even the other part of the poem. Hold on. This is the end of the poem. I flipped through 3 pages because this is a whole different poem. This is a whole different poem. This is the continuation of the poem that I'm working on right now. Crazy. So I'm about to do the final draft right here. And I didn't really want to like overload this poem with a bunch of zombie references. Like, I have some in there, but I wanted the premise to stay on. Like, I didn't want to get too wrapped up in the example. Like I'm that's a lie. I just didn't want to thrive or have this poem, a lot of the meat of this poem be references. You know what I'm saying? I like to have a healthy amount of references. I got the beginning memorized for the most part. I wrote that without looking at the page. I felt that way too. The poem is complete. Once I get this drawing down packed, in the delivery, like I said in my last video, I feel like I've been holding myself back. Like, I can literally feel in my chest I'm holding myself back. That's also why I'm happy to get into slam, because something about slam just makes me like, it makes me explode. So
answer is America was the U.S. in business, and I can't work for a living. But what options do we got? Looking through the menu, but me and you in competition for the same food. Will you kill before you starve? Becoming cannibalistic just to live. Some will say that I'm too woke. Bringing up brains make me question if they're even alive. We're practically in zombie land, making up rules as we go just to survive. Except we're not learning from the past, return of the living dead. I think the days of the world want us to feel the